I have a passion for personal finance, and after I had my daughter, I realized that there really is a fundamental shift on how a family needs to manage their money. Rarely is anything ever taught about shifting your spending patterns from when you were a young single person to a married person to all of a sudden being responsible for a home or another living person, like your children. And that fundamental shift really just takes a little conscious and intentional planning. And with that, I help my clients develop a roadmap to get to their goals, because if you don't know where you're going and you don't have a roadmap to get there, rarely will you be successful. A lot of expecting parents will take a class on birthing or an infant CPR class, but rarely does anybody get taught anything about how to manage your money as a family. Whether you're going to stay a dual income family and need to incur child care expenses, or you decide to become a single income family and have a stay-at-home parent. A lot of intentional planning needs to go into managing your finances as a family. When you have less income coming in, you either have to decide in advance that you are going to make an investment in your family and incur debt, or potentially use savings, but not to view that drawdown and that savings as a negative, but as a true investment in your family for these few years when your children are young. New parents and families with young children, rarely do they ever get a chance to plan for the unexpected, or even for things that they do expect, like child care expenses, increased health expenses, and everything from increased grocery bills. By intentional money management, it enables a family to not look at past spending habits, but plan for the future and decide in advance how they want to spend their money and what their priorities are for their family. One of the biggest mistakes that parents make is cutting out expenses for taking care of their relationship. That is one of the most critical things that new parents really need to continue to focus on. It doesn't mean that you need to spend a lot of money going out to dinner, but making sure that you carve out the time to go for a walk together, grab a coffee together, or even discuss what you did that day is something that's going to help you build success in your relationship and your families. I don't like to use the term budget. We like to use the term spending plan. To us, it's not important to look at how you got to where you are today or the mistakes that you've made in the past, but using that information to develop a plan, to have intent for how you spend and save your money going forward. So a spending plan really enables a family to be at choice and to decide in advance how they're going to spend the money. And that way you have guilt-free spending for things that matter most to you, be it organic produce or extra babysitting for time together. Frugality is like exercise. If you don't take a break, eventually you're going to hurt a muscle, or you're going to fall off the wagon and stop exercising completely. So you need to make sure that you work in incentives and take a break every once in a while and relax and recharge. Part of that is creating intent behind spending on yourselves. It could be anything from a babysitter night or a date night out, or paying for that extra yoga class that really helps you relax. You need to be able to enjoy life along the way, or the journey isn't worth it, in my opinion. My belief is that if you don't know where you're going and you don't have a roadmap, you will likely not make your destination. A comprehensive financial plan does both of those things, and not only lets you realize what your final destination is, but enables you to develop a roadmap to get there. Our services strike a balance between both short-term and long-term goals, and lets you enjoy life throughout the week. If you're planning on having a family or even buying a house, having a financial plan in place to make sure that you have the resources to enjoy your life today and in the future is critical. You need to be able to know in your heart that you have mapped out how you're going to finance your home ownership or changing the size of your family. Families can take simple steps today to make a meaningful impact on their family's financial future. The first step is really just to take an inventory of what your current assets are. And you may think that you don't have any assets, but any bank account, any car, any home, anything you own is considered an asset. And what we like to do at V2V is look at all of your current assets and make sure there's a purpose for each of them. So sit down, make a list of all your assets, and make sure that they're tied to one of your family's goals. That should be the purpose of that account. not just a savings or a nest egg. Those are just too unclear. We want you to tie it to something specific, a specific consumption, like a vacation fund or a college savings fund. Finding a financial planner is all about fit. You need to find somebody that you trust and that can empathize and understand your situation. I also believe that it's important to have a customized approach that fits directly with your lifestyle, not some cookie cutter software program that's going to take a few of your numbers and spit out what it thinks that your goals should be. My comprehensive approach to financial planning incorporates the lifestyle of the families and helps them specifically and individually plan for their goals and have a roadmap to get them to where they feel that they're successful and doing what their family values the most. At V2V, we believe that having a fee-only approach enables our clients to tap into us any day at any time without fear of being charged an hourly rate. We think that the duration of our year-long engagement with our clients enables them the time to change behaviors and to put a workable plan in place so that they can ensure their success going forward in years to come. A lot of prospective clients ask me what the difference is between a financial planner and an asset manager. To me, financial planning isn't about managing your assets. In fact, we don't manage assets, and there's no minimum or maximum asset requirement for our practice. What we choose to focus on is looking at the holistic scope of a family's financial future or financial planning. We like to take everything from looking at your cash flow, your income and expenses, helping you create a spending plan, all the way through to how do you plan for a large vacation, private school, college, your retirement, and what are your aspirations in retirement? And how can we, as your financial planner, help you balance your short-term goals and your long-term goals, and along the way, enjoy your life? Most of my clients feel a sense of relief even after our initial free consultation. Just being able to sit and talk about your individual story and get answers to your question is usually a relief to most people who are feeling anxiety about money or stressed financially. Are you ready to learn more and to get into action and take control of your finances? Schedule your free consultation today.